Everybody, it's Caroline here, and I am super excited to share a flip through of my completed project. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I really am. Yeah, so let me show you what I've got. Really simple cover, as I probably said when in the little process video that showed me creating the cover. Opens up. I've just kept this side blank. I could have adhered the back of day one to this with a bit of a border, but I decided not to and to include a bit of an insert. So here I have that happy spooky season. Then we move on to the first spread, so it's days 1 and 2. Little flip up with some journaling underneath. This one is a tag with a journaling and a photo on the back that comes out of a pocket. I'm not going to show that one because it's a bit private. And then day 3, puffy stickers, some fibres, ribbons, day 3 and 4. So really different from kind of that Halloween vibe into autumn, but I didn't care if with this album there was a really cohesive colour scheme or anything like that. The only thing I was really interested in is making sure that the 2 pages that sat opposite each other coordinated nicely, and they do. I made sure of that as I was setting up my foundation pages. So yeah, so days 3 and 4. Moving over to 5 and 6, I have got a tag insert in a pocket there with journaling on and a little bit of embellishment on the back. This looks like a flip out, but it isn't. It's just because I had to trim down a previous signature to add on there. Days 7 and 8, that pulls up. And this pulls out. I'm not going to pull everything out because it's difficult to get them back in sometimes. So 7 and 8 there. 9 and 10. So you can start to see that there's a bit of a formula coming in where I've got some column designs working paired with something that's a little bit more involved. This one does have a title, none of the others do, and that's because this was a foundation page from a previous year that I actually added in. Generally in my October daily I do add titles to the pages, but I was again embracing ease this year, so with this project, so that is why I haven't included them, and I don't mind actually. I like it because I've still got the numbers. So we have 9 and 10. This is just that simple column. Here we have a pocket with a 3x4 card in, just to, it's not hidden journal, well it is hidden journaling, it's not private journaling, it's just that I enjoy hiding journaling. I enjoy interactive pages, particularly in an October daily project. 11 and 12. This is a flip up to include sentiment card and some journaling about the photo, and then on the back of 12 I could have included any additional photos, but I didn't have any, so I just put a little embellishment on there, and it's quite a simple one, that page. 13 and 14. Nothing on the back, again opportunities for additional photo if I'd have wanted, or additional journaling. This one is a bit tight. Some of them I did make them a little bit too tight, but it goes in. There we go. 14 there. 15, you saw this one come together. Really happy with the way these look. This is, you can see them back to back now. There is 17, and with all of these you'll notice what I'm really happy with is creating this all in one go rather than daily, as I would typically do with October daily. It meant that I knew and I had a good understanding of how much bulk the book was going to be without lots of additional textures. So if it had been really bulky, I wouldn't have added in, for example, the ribbons onto this page, because this page is quite chunky, but I was okay to, so I'm really happy that I did. So in here we have the tag that then is a pocket for 3 other tags, embellishment and a photo, just a sentiment card with a photo, and then a pattern card with my journaling. I'll leave those out. 18, you saw this one coming together, I think. 19 here, and 20, Harry Potter film night. 21 and 22, not too busy, even though there's 4 photos across the spread. I wanted to make these ones a little bit more simple because of knowing that they were being paired against each other. Lots of photos on a small canvas, really. Love this spread here, both of them. 23, my mum creating, and 24, my daughter's bedroom. Definitely an eek moment. Pocket there for the card that's got the journaling for this 24 story on the back. 25, my little kitty. It's been so lovely to be able to capture some more stories with her in them. I've really missed her, so it's been lovely to do. 26, that really simple page design. These two probably, of all of them, the look of them is quite different, but I think it works nicely. I'm still really happy with the spread, the 2 stories. 27. This was the one that shifted the album a little bit, if you remember. So I'd set up my foundation pages so that I had 1 page per story. So I had 31 foundation pages and punched all my holes and everything. And then when I came to do this one, I'd printed photos. This is a good one to talk about, actually. So I'd printed the photos of a weekend away. But then when I came to it, I remembered this date when I was looking through my journaling. I remembered this date, and I had no photos to tell the story that I've ended up telling here in a flip up. But instead, I really wanted to capture the story because this is a really pivotal moment in my life, that what happened over this weekend. So I decided to throw away the photos. I don't mind doing that sometimes rather than just using them. And to include 1 story for the whole weekend to capture what was going on. And that's what I've done. And so I'm really pleased that I did, but that just meant that I had to adjust my foundation pages for my following stories, but that's okay. And I'm really pleased with how this one worked out. I'm glad that I've got this just the way I have. Page 30, story 30, added in a black cat because of all of the pages, this was one I was really unhappy with. I'm glad that I used the teal, but it had a little bit too much teal here. So I put that little black cat in there, and that worked really nicely to swivel for photos. And then the final one, 31, which you saw come together, here it is in the book, worked really nicely so that this that you have the page turner just kind of tucks in with the rings. And then there is the journaling on that one. And then finally, because this was back to back, again, I could have back to back to this with the cover, if you like, so that it would have been like that. But I just decided to use a signature, Traveller's Notebook signature from Tracy Reed, just to finish things off. Yeah, so that's the finished album. What I have included on day 31 is actually not the story of day 31, because I didn't. My daughter is yeah, she wouldn't have done anything on this day. I've got no photos of anything other than these. These were the only ones I had for Halloween. So instead, I decided to include the story of the fact that this album was put together in 2024. The reason behind that, so for this class, and also the reason that I decided in 2022 not to do the album because of where I was in my life. So I'm glad that I've included that, because I'm sure I'll remember, but in many years to come, I might forget. So it's good that I have that in here as a little reminder that yeah, that this was something a little bit different. So that is the finished album, the finished mini book. I have my tags to just pop back in afterwards. I am so happy with how it turned out, and I'm really happy that I managed to stay within that challenge that I set for myself, and in fact I blasted it. So this album from start to finish, in terms of the creative process, so from when I started with those foundation pages, it only took me a week to put the whole thing together. And that is not me working all day every day or anything like that. It was just a few hours here and there to do the work. And that was because the reason this came together so well is because I did all of that prep work, knowing that I just wanted to get this done, get this the whole month documented, and have this beautiful mini book to put in my October stash when that all comes out. Yeah, having that good prep work, that organisation, the planning, and then creating those foundations, knowing the photos that I was going to do, knowing the stories that I wanted to tell, all of that planning work meant that the creative process was just really fun, especially when I decided to let go of any additional pressures that I might have put upon myself, like having titles per page and all of that, just really embracing what was easy, what was enjoyable, and the whole process has been really enjoyable. And I am so grateful that I now have this year documented. I really hope you've enjoyed this class. It's something very different from the other classes that I've offered here at Big Picture Classes. So please do check out those other ones. They are more to do with mindful memory keeping, and there's a few in that series. And also I have some creative colour classes where we focus in on particular colours and working with those colours. But this one has been a joy. It really has, and I really hope that I have inspired you to either complete your October daily album, your project, whatever it may be for you for 2024, or that you have gone back and documented an October that maybe you didn't document at all, or maybe you've completed an album. Say in October 2022 you had 20 stories and you really wanted that other 31. I really hope that this has inspired you to pull out those photo archives and to complete partial projects. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me here. It has been such a joy, and I will hope to see you again soon in another class. So until then, bye for now.